dudes are so dumb, bro. So stupid.
Over things that happened years ago, months ago, weeks ago, because you're a human being, but you're telling somebody over some shit that happened for 400, 500 years. No remedy. The remedy was, all right, man.
Yeah, because you weren't around. Bro, even your great-great-granddaddy wasn't around at that point. They did better when they were more oppressed. So explain that to me. Was it really the oppression because after the civil rights era, they got more rights, they got more liberties? Why are they doing worse now? Got this perpetual victim mindset, bro. Make all of us look bad. All right, so as y'all can see, right?
A lot of black people that are racist.
See, like this are morons, okay? This dude right here is an idiot. I'm gonna tell you guys why he's an idiot. Look at this.
Right? I would argue blacks tend to be more racist than white sometimes.
No, racism basically determins that you have the power in the racism. Black people can be more prejudiced, but rightfully.
Okay, so see how he shifts the definition? He's like, oh no, racism is only when you have power over the other race. Hey, there's more black millionaires in America than anywhere else. I would argue blacks have more power than whites nowadays because a black person can use a pejorative racial term against a white person. And if that white person retaliates and uses a pejorative racial term towards them, who's losing their job? Huh? Affirmative action, DEI, we have all these things in place to allow black people ahead that are not afforded to white people, especially white men. What are you talking about? Bro. This is a typical dumb, we was kings, Wakanda forever, dumb nigga, right? A Tariq Nasheed follower, stupid that thinks he knows what he's talking about, pseudoscience, doesn't know nothing, right? And the funny part is he's sitting here saying like, oh, well, they might be more prejudiced, but that's okay, rightfully so. What the you mean rightfully so? If you're gonna sit here and be prejudiced and racist, then you forfeit crying about it, dummy. Yo, if you're gonna sit here and cry about racism, you cannot perpetuate the very thing that you're about, dummy. Yo, this is why I hate these Wakanda. These dudes are so stupid, bro. That foundational black logic, these are stupid. So man. This is what happens when you sit in your own echo chamber all day, reading Alex Haley, Malcolm X, if Martin Luther King speeches all day, which were written by the way. This stupid nigga probably don't know that though, right? This dumb probably thinks Harriet Tubman actually led slaves from the south to the north. This dumb nigga doesn't realize that she had a debilitating head injury in her early life, okay? And she could barely do regular functions. This dumb nigga probably thought she was running around with lanterns, helping slaves get to the north. Get the out of here.
Fatality.
Stupid watermelon warrior nigga, bro. Dumb man.
We don't have power to be racist. If you're racist,
actually, you do have power to be racist. And I'll tell you why. Black people are the only group of people that can sit here and openly call white people pejorative racial terms with zero consequence, bro. With zero consequence. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? And not only can blacks on whites, they on Asians, they on Indians, they on anybody with no consequence. Nobody calls blacks racist and actually stands on it because everybody is terrified of these sitting there saying, oh, bro, we was ripped from our homes. Oh, it gotta be like me to call y'all out, bro. It gotta be like me to call your dumb out that y'all are the biggest racists, bro. That's why they lose their minds, because I come with facts. These niggas pissed, losing their minds. Why do you think Tariq Nasheed has been ducking me for debates for years? Huh? Because I will destroy every single argument he comes with. Reparations, redlining, all that, all lies.
in a position of power to use the racism against the racist you're doing it against. We can definitely.
Okay, bro, this power that you're talking about is gone. Okay? In 2026, there's nothing that's holding a black person back from achieving power. I would argue as a black person in 2026, you have more avenues to achieve power than a white person. That's facts, bro. I know dumb niggas like you don't like hearing that, but the reality is, if you take a competent black person, you take a competent white person, and everything is equal, that black person has way more opportunity to go far in America than the white person does, and that's a fact. You have more scholarship opportunities, you have more education opportunities, you have affirmative action on your side, you have all types of opportunities given to you. Bro, Bank of America, if I'm not mistaken, like a couple years ago, I don't even know if it's still going, offering loans for minorities. What? They were offering home loans for minorities. Could you imagine if they had home loans for white only? That would never fly. That would never fly. But it flies in America. Yo, are there white-only colleges? No.
Nope.
But are there black-only colleges? Yeah.
Yep.
Like what? Bro, these are drunk off their own supply, bro. That's how you can tell these be really like in their own echo chambers, found the same over and over.
Be more prejudice, and sometimes the situation depends, rightfully so. Out of everything that is experienced every day, every week, and for the last 400 years, and the up thing is, you know when you
What
bring
are you talking about in the last 400 years? Bro, shut the up, man. Here we go. Oh, bro, slavery. Shut the damn. Yo, these always about slavery. Hundreds of years later, slavery, bro. Bro, are the white that you complaining about, are they the ones enslaving you? Huh? Are they putting you to the cotton fields to work? Huh? Like, get the out of here, bro. You're dumb on a computer right now, making money streaming, talking about oppression. Shut up, man. Shut the up, bro. That's why Nigeria come over here and lap y'all, bro. African come to America and make fun of blacks like this dude, bro. Black Americans are lazy. They're telling the truth. Got this perpetual victim mindset, bro. Make all of us look bad.
up shit that happened 400 years ago, and they be like, get over it. How can you get over something that's...
Yeah, get over it. They're right. Get over it. There is nothing holding you back from success in 2026, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about no slavery. I don't want to hear nothing about no redlining, which, by the way, affected everybody. It wasn't just a black problem. Poor Irish, poor Italians, poor also suffered from redlining. It had nothing to do with race, you nigga, because I already know that's going to be one of their main arguments. Yo, I already know what the blacks are going to say every single time. I destroy bro, every time I debate them. Systemic racism, redlining. Shut the up. Shut the up, man. That's why this hate me so much, because I'm the only one to tell them to their face, you guys are lazy, good for nothing, crybaby niggas. That's what y'all are, bro. You we was kings niggas. We invented electricity niggas. We invented internet niggas. The white people took it from us. Shut the up, man. You guys are embarrassment, man. Talking about 400 years ago. What the like, what? Bro, how does that even affect you? How does that even affect you, bro? Holy embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing. That's why every group of people laughs at black like this.
Not remedy. You tell somebody to get over something for 400 years that has tainted people's ancestry, all type of shit, but you can't get over when they left a
Yeah, I'll tell you how it tainted your ancestry, because you're stupid. That's how it tainted. You got no critical thinking skills. You still about that happened 400 years ago. Like, what?
cheese on your cheeseburger. When your bitch cheated on you in 7th grade and she took another lollipop, you can't get over it and you're 28 years old. So you can't.
That's not analogous whatsoever. You're stupid. You weren't even alive. Your great-great-granddaddy wasn't even alive, dumb nigga. What are you talking about? This is trying to compare some that happened to you in real life that you can remember versus some when you weren't even a thought. Like, what? These dudes are so dumb, bro. So stupid.
Over things that happened years ago, months ago, weeks ago, because you're a human being, but you're telling somebody over some shit that happened for 400-500 years. No remedy. The remedy was, all right,
yeah, because you weren't around. Bro, even your great-great-granddaddy wasn't around at that point.
man, y'all free now. But we gonna hit y'all with this water. Shh. All right, man, y'all free now.
Okay, well, explain this to me then. When they were getting hit with the water, right in the 19th, because he's referring to the civil rights movement in the 1960s when they were getting hit with the water and all that. Explain this to me, you dumb nigga. Why did blacks do better back then? Huh? Why did they have more employment? They made more money? They had their own businesses? Explain that to me. I'll tell you why. Because the nuclear family was intact. They did better when they were more oppressed. So explain that to me. Was it really the oppression because after the civil rights era, they got more rights, they got more liberties? Why are they doing worse now? Oh yeah, because the father got thrown out the house. That's the real problem with the black community that you guys don't want to deal with. It's always the white man, systemic racism, all this. The real issue is no fathers in the household. That's the big issue. But they never want to address. They want to blame everybody else, but look within and realize why they're up compared to everybody else. And dumb like this want to talk about happening 400 years ago.
Noir, sick 'em. Ah! I'm free now. Don't drink.
And it's funny, because he's talking about the water fountains and I'm free now and getting hit with water hoses, but this is actually when black people were doing the best. But he's too stupid to know that. He doesn't know that, though. He doesn't know that. Like a lot of these pro-black, these Wakanda, he doesn't know that.
Got the water fountain, no. There's no remedy. There was no solution. It was just, you're free. We gonna still you up.
All right, I'm getting off YouTube, bro.